It started with a message I never expected. My phone buzzed while I was brushing my teeth, and I thought it was just another notification. But it wasn't. It was from her. Just 2 words. We need to talk. My stomach dropped. Memories of that night, the party a year ago, flashed through my mind. The laughter, the music, the way she had turned her back on me, rejected me in front of everyone, leaving me standing there like a fool. I had told myself I'd moved on, but clearly I hadn't. A year had passed, and life had been different. Hard, yes, but transformative. I'd thrown myself into work, into learning new skills, rebuilding friendships I neglected, and most importantly, reclaiming the confidence she had shattered. I'd grown, changed, and in the process, I discovered a side of myself I didn't know existed. But when that message appeared, the past came rushing back, uninvited, insistent, and heavy. I remembered how that night had ended. I'd asked her, quietly, away from the crowd, "Do you even care about us anymore?" She laughed softly, a cruel little laugh that didn't reach her eyes. "I can't do this," she'd said, her hand brushing mine as if she were pushing me away and holding me at the same time. I'd been humiliated, confused, heartbroken, and I had walked out silently, letting the noise of the party swallow my pride and my shame. After the rejection, there were subtle signs I'd ignored at first. The sudden secrecy with her phone, the unexplained late nights, missed calls that became more frequent. I blamed myself initially. Maybe I hadn't been enough. Maybe I had said something wrong. But over time, the questions began to outweigh my doubts. There were moments, a message left open on her laptop, a perfume she didn't wear when she was with me. That pricked at the edges of my trust. And then the proof came accidentally. I had gone to return a package she'd left in my apartment and found it wasn't hers at all. It was addressed to someone else. I held it in my hands, heart hammering, and the sense of disbelief made my stomach twist. I confronted her later that night. She didn't deny it, just looked at me with wide, frightened eyes, the kind you see in someone who knows the walls are closing in. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she whispered. And that was it. That was my closure, though it didn't feel like it. The next year wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about proving anything to her. It was about proving something to myself, that I could survive heartbreak, that I could be whole again without her. I worked late nights, traveled to places I'd always wanted to see, made friends who respected me, and learned to appreciate the quiet moments I had ignored when I was chasing someone who wasn't ready to stay. I built a life that was mine, a life that wasn't defined by rejection or betrayal. 1 year later, I ran into her at a gallery opening. She looked different, not older, but smaller somehow, her confidence diminished, her smile strained. I greeted her politely, but I noticed her hesitation, the brief pause, the sharp intake of breath when she saw me. I realized then that the power had shifted, not through vindictiveness, but through quiet resilience. She couldn't hide the surprise, the subtle disbelief in her eyes, that I had thrived without her, that I had moved forward while she had remained stagnant. We talked briefly, civilly, and I could feel the weight of unspoken truths between us. I didn't need to say anything. The life I'd built spoke for itself. The calm assurance in my voice, the ease of my posture, the small but genuine laugh I let slip when a joke was made nearby. I saw the recognition in her eyes, that I was no longer the person she had rejected, no longer the one she could hurt with indifference. Walking away that night, I felt a strange mixture of sadness and triumph. I mourned what could have been, yes, but I also honored what I had become. My heart was stronger, my mind clearer, my self-respect intact. And as I stepped into the cool night air, I realized that true closure isn't about proving anyone wrong. It's about reclaiming your life silently with quiet strength. She had rejected me once. But 1 year later, the life I had built, piece by piece, left her speechless, and I didn't have to say a word.